This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
If you commit to something, do it. If you don't want to do it, say no. But if you say yeah and you committed to something, you got to do it. Stick it out. Do it.
And co-host Marney Winfield.
My rent is paid. I have a roof over my head. I'm married to the most amazing man in the world who cares about me and supports me, keeps me safe, and I don't know. I got it all.
It's the 31st of May, 2022. My name is Corey Winfield.
My name is Marney Winfield.
This is the 217 Recovery Podcast, and what you may not know is I had to cut out like 80 things of your bragging montage there.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's a good thing.
Just on and on about your husband and stuff.
That's a good editing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. They think I just come in here and just hit buttons and just goes out over the air and everything's fun. And sometimes it's true. But now I'm behind the scenes working hard. I need to put some new ones together.
Yeah, you should.
We have a new podcast coming on board. 217 Recovery Train.
We do.
Yeah. The Recovery Closet Podcast. They're actually going to be doing it in a closet. I know.
It's literal.
Yeah. And I thought it was a pretty sweet logo for their like image on their podcast. You said, honey, what was your quote? Stop. Don't be a jerk, or it's not cute, or I don't remember, but I thought it was pretty cool. It's kind of retro looking. I just don't know about the podcast, like part at the bottom. I need to figure out what to do with that, because right now it's like a triangle kind of looking thing, but the Recovery Closet is perfect. It's got this old guy from like the 70s digging through the 70s closet, and yes, he's on his hands and knees. You can't see his face, but you see his bottom, and it just looks cool. All the retro clothes in there, and I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool.
We'll let them decide.
Well, I sent it to, because there's two guys. They're going to do it, and they're going to have guests on there, but Casey and Ricky. And Ricky sent me back, that's awesome, bro. And Casey just wrote back, I don't remember, but it was neutral. I remember it was neither like, oh, that's awesome, and it wasn't like, oh, that's stupid. Mm-hmm. It was neutral. So, okay. I don't have my phone near me, otherwise I'll tell you what they said. But
well, if they want to name it, that's great. Let them pick out their own. What do you call an image? Oh, honey. What?
It could be so bad.
Well,
I have to control everything, right?
You told them to have it be their own, so have it be their own.
Yeah. And here's the thing, because they're just so happen to be living in sober living. Mm-hmm. And that's where I started 217 Recovery Podcast. I was in sober living.
Yeah.
We only had one mic. They got two. I'm kind of jealous. They're starting twice as good as we did. Back in the day, the couch at Nathan's house, we had one mic. We just passed it to each other. We didn't try to get no closet or nothing. But he said Casey says the acoustics in the closet are just perfect for a podcast. And okay. That's where they want to do it. It probably gets hot in there, I would assume.
I would imagine.
So we'll see how that goes. But I thought, sure. I tell people I'll help anybody, start a podcast. And he's like, I don't want to compete with you. Well, you won't be.
Heck no, man. The more the merrier.
Yeah. I'll help you. And then I started thinking about it, and it's like, man, I don't want to give them too much, because we have microphones. I could give them, here you go. But then that takes away from the whole creating it himself. We have I probably shouldn't say this because he's going to be like, dude, you're a dick. But I have a laptop that's just sitting in the closet that I haven't used in years. It does sound like a jet airplane taking off when you fire it up. It's like, that's what it sounds like.
It does.
I mean, it's pretty embarrassing. I took that thing to school one time. Yeah, here's the old guy going back to college. I'm like, la, 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 thinking I got this sweet laptop. It's a Dell. And I fire it up. Everybody turns around and looks at me, and they all got like little bitty sleek things that their mommy and daddy bought them. And I'm back there firing up this jet plane. This big ass thing, too. Man, it's huge. And, yeah, that was me. And I was like, well, maybe I don't need to fire that up when I'm in here. I'll just borrow one of the ones that are in the back for the work I do in here and just save it on this thing, and I'll go home. That'll be a lot lighter of a trip. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, I do have that, but yeah, it's old, and I don't know. But I want them to do it on their own. You know, I mean, we'll give them the Spreaker platform. I can do that for them. And I'm looking into maybe switching to Ascast or Acast, or I don't remember the name of it. If they can write me back to tell me about some information, maybe. But yeah, the Spreaker thing, because like if you start out, like it used to be free. You could have a free podcast on there, and they would give you like 15 minutes. You could do like a 15-minute podcast for free, and that's what we had to start with. Mm-hmm. And then you pay a little bit or whatever, and you get a different plan. And there's always specials until you become a member, like we are now, and then they just, bam, charge you full price, and then it kicks you in the nuts when you look at the bill, and you're like, well, where's our little discount price? Why are you sending me those discount emails and then tell me I can't get them? No, that's a whole another podcast. But these guys, I can give them that, you know, so that's part of the gift that I can give them. I guess if you want to call it a gift, but they can do a podcast that's longer than 15 minutes, and I don't have to worry about spending money on that. But you know, getting a laptop, getting the microphone, and I told him which ones to buy, and he found one. It's a blue microphone, which those are pretty good, but the one he has, I think, is the Yeti Caster or something. It's not like the ones we had. I bought this one for like a day and then sent it back. The one that he had found, I guess, in the closet, and it was meh, especially for the price. It wasn't all that good, but hey, it's free, so they're gonna love it. And then he did get the one online that I recommended, which was pretty cheap, and I'm excited. They're gonna start, I believe, this weekend.
I think it's gonna be great.
The Recovery Closet.
Yeah, it's gonna be their own, and you know, they can let the creativeness flow, and I think it's gonna be amazing. Yeah,
just tell them, leave the political issues to me.
Oh Lord.
That's like, just focus on your guys' recovery, you know, because that's what it's about, you know, and that's what I'm excited to hear about, you know, their days, how they're processing them, you know, just like we did early on, you know, just sitting around going, hey, what happened to you today? Oh, this, oh, and then Rob going, He used to make noises like that. And yeah, that'll be this weekend. We'll share a link on all of our socials, and then it'll be on the website. It'll be on the app as well.
Yeah.
So, and then they'll have a schedule that they'll set up. And, you know, Casey's already he already understands the importance of once you say you're going to do it that day, that you have to do it. And, you know, up until recently, we didn't miss a podcast. And then, you know, health issues and other things came up. And it's just like, you know, sometimes I don't really need to go in there to knock that out today. I'm going to stay sober, and there's 650 other podcasts that they can listen to, or other episodes that they can listen to. There's millions of other podcasts they can listen to, but, you know, tons of other episodes if someone's wanting to hear one that day, and we just didn't put it out. But, you know, early on, you know, it's very important, and it's still important for us too. You know, it's not like we're just like, oh, I'm lazy today, I don't feel like doing it. But just, yeah, I'm excited to hear what they're going to put out, and I need to let the guard down a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's part of the...
So you started your first broadcast. Mm-hmm. How much sober time did you have? Like your very first
probably almost
episode.
Very first episode, I would say 3.5 months.
3.5 months. Wow. Okay. So they're about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look out. Look out, world.
2.5, maybe a little earlier than you. Mm-hmm. Whoa.
I know, it's exciting.
Yeah.
And, you know, early on for me, it was tough because it was me, Rob, and Matt, and then Matt flaked out a little bit. And I realized that podcasting just wasn't for him. And then so that left me and Rob, or Rob and I. And then Rob relapsed. And I'm just like, what am I going to do? And then that day, Rob like flipped out. Like Matt was there and was like, you want to do a podcast? He was like, yeah. But I think we were both kind of crushed by Rob's by his relapse. So we were both just like in a space of like, all right, like let's go back to connect. So then Matt came back on board for a minute, and then I realized that the whole thing wasn't for him, but Ryan came along then. But it was just kind of interesting how I didn't think too far in the future of, hey, we're all going to move away one day, or Rob's going to relapse, or, you know, Ryan's going to lie about some stuff, you know, like I didn't plan any of that. And hey, I'm going to move in with my future wife, you know. I told Casey that because he's like, yeah, but if we do this, and then if I move in with this guy and that, I'm like, whoa, whoa, put the brakes on. Like, you don't know what's happening tomorrow, man. You know, like, just go by the day.
Yeah.
You know, especially in early recovery, you don't know. You could pick the perfect partner, you know, who you don't know.
Right.
You know, and that's the scary but the fun part of it. And hopefully, you know, it'll keep both of these guys sober.
Yeah.
Just another day. And that's how I looked at it when I started. And if they look at it like that, I think it'll give them another shot. It'll be another reason for them to stay sober that day, you know, is to come home and do a podcast. Mm-hmm. So hopefully it works. And then everybody in the world will start podcasts about their recovery because it keeps them sober. And like I said, you know.
Well, I think the thing that intimidates people is that, especially because you stress so much on, you say you're going to do something, do it, like having a commitment, and that's what that is, you know. But it's not necessarily, he's not saying it, you know, you have to do this for life. You know, you're signing up for life. You might be signing up for life.
Yeah, I'm never going to stop doing it.
Right. And that's great. And, you know, I think people expect that of you from here on out. So
they're excited about it.
Yeah, excited about that. He's not going anywhere. And whether nobody listens but our mamas.
Yeah, I'll make our kids listen.
Right?
Sit down, listen today, boy.
Oh my gosh. No, but you know, so you can't let something like that. I mean, it's for the here and now, and it, you know, maybe say I'm going to do it for sure for 6 months, twice a month, or twice a week. You know, I don't know, but don't let something like that hold you back.
I was thinking today, I was driving, and when I started the podcast, and I've said it on many early podcasts, I wanted to do the podcast is for me, but then I wanted to turn it into a national show and get it syndicated and stuff like that. And I don't know if it has to be syndicated, but there are a lot of stations around, and I think they're kind of losing money, but we can turn that into our advantage. We could just buy radio time, you know, or, I mean, do we even need to buy radio time? Where have an episode or a show that we actually do have advertisers on. You know, I think we're missing out on something there, and it would be a good way to make a few dollars for 217 Recovery, and you know, for the guys too that want to do it. Mm-hmm. I started thinking about that, and I know Casey's a big go-getter. You know, he's not afraid to walk into a place and bust down the door and say, hey, this is what we do, and you should be a part of it, you know. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about that today. I was like, maybe he'd be the good front man for that, you know, to go find advertisers, you know, find people that want to do it. And whether we do it syndicated or whether we just do it, I don't know, that part, again, I'm already thinking too far ahead, you know, but I think it could be a very funny, entertaining show that we have. And I even thought of a name of it, but right now it'll lose me. But it would have been perfect for, you know, doing once a week. What was it? But we'd have doctors and whoever. It'd be me playing a doctor. Hello.
Oh, jeez.
I'm Dr. Spillylots.
Spillylots?
Spillylots. It's a Spillylots day. Wouldn't you say?
Because so many doctors talk like that.
And I get my doctor from Arkansas.
So many nobody talks like that.
Boy, you're going to die if you don't quit drinking. Put your musket on that biscuit.
Want to talk about your church voice?
My church voice? Yeah, so let's talk about my church voice. What's about it? Oh, my singing voice. Well, see, here's the deal. Jesus is glad I'm at church when I go.
Oh, my gosh, you guys. Seriously. I would love your input on this.
Okay. You're not talking about you're talking about people who listen.
Yes.
Okay. So
we go to our wonderful church that I consider we are members of at this point. We're regular attendees. And obviously they have a band, I guess. That's what you want to call it.
Yeah, pretty good one.
Yeah, pretty good band that they do singing at the beginning. They sing a song and then they have the words up on a monitor, so easy to follow. She prompts the next line and so on. It's nice. And at first, the first couple times we went, Corey didn't sing. Like, he just kind of like, he would stand up and be respectful and listen, which that's fine too. And then the next time, the last couple times, he starts singing, but first time he sang it in Bruce Springsteen voice. Mm-hmm. And it was like gravelly, like very loud and very mimicking.
No. Oh, wait, hold on. I had to turn my mic back on. No, it was not mimicking. It was joyfully singing. I like Bruce Springsteen sometimes. Ooh, I'm on fire.
So he was singing the church songs in Bruce Springsteen voice.
I can do a demonstration. I just pulled up some worship songs, karaoke.
Oh, really?
But go ahead with your story.
So, and then this last Sunday, he decides to switch it up and start singing in country twang. So he's singing church music in country twang.
Disclaimer, it is so much easier to sing in country twang. It is. It's fact.
And the thing is, too, is it's not, you have a great voice. So I don't get why you just don't sing in Corey voice.
So I don't sing.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. And then you try to like come back at me like, well, if it doesn't matter, I'm celebrating Jesus. So what does it matter how I sing?
Yeah, it doesn't.
But it's because there's something about it that it feels like you're mocking, like you're making a mockery of like the words in the song. Like you're not taking them seriously.
Wait till I do my Billie Eilish.
It's like you're not taking them seriously is what it feels like people are thinking. I know you and I know that's not what you're doing. So that makes it even more frustrating because I want to just turn around and be like, everybody, he really like is here for like a good reason and a pure and honest and godly purpose.
Probably because the singing was so good.
But just
like, who's this guy? Give me his autograph, or is he somebody
so famous? Go ahead and imagine a church choir or like a congregation of churchgoers singing a song, and then here's him like coming in full Charlie Daniels. I don't even know. That's probably not even there's probably better example.
More Luke Bryan, I think, than anybody.
Yeah.
I think the song's called Still by Hillsong. It's going to get us flagged, so we can't make money off this episode. That's fine. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exacted among. Hide me now under your wings. Cover me within your mighty hand. When the oceans rise up and thunders a sun. Okay, that was that one.
So that was it's the first time I nudged him like, stop it, because to sing in your normal voice, and this is what I get instead.
Altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. Here I am to worship, here I am to bow down. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. The end. See, that was hard because it didn't have the words bouncing and like a few flayed pages to flip, so I don't even know.
And see, you have a great voice, and you even have a good country twang.
Mm-hmm. This is more country right here.
Okay, so
see, this is another thing. The stuff I was singing along with, it was perfect in my mind. Lord, I come to you. Let my heart be changed, renewed, flowing from the grace that I found in you. Lord, I've come to miss a couple verses, but Lord, I've come to know the weaknesses I see will be stripped away by the power of your love.
Did you just go back to Bruce?
I'm on fire. So I have to get it. Hold me closer. Wait till I do that one. Let your love surround me. That's my creed. Bring me nearer. Draw me in your house of love.
And if you can see him, he's still getting into this.
Oh, Jesus is glad that I came today. Says, Corey, I thank you for worshiping this way. It's coming from your heart. I've given you the tools to sing many different ways. Even your Bruce Springsteen's on point when you're not singing karaoke versions on the podcast. I know, 'cause I gave you the voice to sing and worship me. Oh, Corey, thanks for coming. I made that up that last because
You did.
I wasn't keeping up with the words very well. That song was boring, man.
Oh my gosh. I love you, babe.
I love you too. See, now I feel like I'm vindicated. Thank you. Thanks for listening, if you still are. I don't know, and I don't have any albums coming out soon.
No.
Maybe a comedy DVD. Stand up. Got to do that. Got to get with Matthew Zarilli.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Calling him out by name now on the podcast.
Oh.
You know, Matt Zarilli, like, you talked to Corey yet? He'd be like, about what? He'd be like, about that comedy stuff you guys are doing. He'd be like, what?
No, I have not.
No, he'd be down. And that's the thing. We're just going to do it in this little space before they move it. Like, it doesn't even cost that much.
Right.
You just do it and then film the video and boom. Mm-hmm. Sell it to Amazon for like $100. Making hundreds of dollars on this one. No, it would be funny. It would be because of the people that I would have involved. Even if I sucked, which I wouldn't, because there's editing. That's
the thing, though, right? They come up with like a whole, 10-minute spiel or whatever, however long people go. Sometimes people have longer time up on stage, but
yeah, you'd have to like
get you off, like get, like the old, on that old. What was it they used to have when they'd have like the hook that would yank people off stage by their neck?
Yeah, honey. Yep, that's what I meant. That's 10 minutes, buddy. Ding. Get them off. Definitely, I don't think people would buy that. Well, there's some people that would buy that. Twisted people. Not that saying that. Anyway, sorry. Apologize. Didn't mean it that way.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Excited about a lot of things today. Looking forward to it. I'm trying to be more not angry with the world.
Mm-hmm. Got good sleep last night.
I did. I woke up and I repeatedly told myself today not to be angry with people or with the system or anything. And then, bloop, first thing I experienced was the system. So I had to, but I was like, you know what? It is what it is. What can I do about it? And here's what I can do. And if they don't want to take my suggestion, then okay. Mm-hmm. But let it be known, and I'm waiting on a callback, and then I'll give them my feedback, and we'll see. We'll go from there. And then I'll tell you about it on the podcast in about a week or so. And it makes sense, but that's all I can do.
Right.
I can't be walking around all pissed off about it. I don't like being pissed off. And like, I haven't come to the office in like a couple of weeks. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I feel like this is an office of me being pissed off all the time.
I see what you're saying.
So I've been doing my work from the couch. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's something I'm working on because it's not healthy.
Right.
So I'll let you know how that goes.
Well, I'm glad you're working on that.
A couple of weeks. I feel better today.
Yeah, you have really good attitude.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And maybe you need to sing more.
Maybe Jesus.
People are like, no, you don't.
Waymaker. There's all kinds of karaoke we do. Like it says on YouTube though, it'll like block you, but we don't make money on the stuff anyway, so like I don't really care. Like they'll still publish it, but it just won't. Like if for some people that are out there like trying to make money on their podcast, like your episodes, if they hit a certain amount, then they'll pay you. But we have so many damn episodes. It's insane. Which is kind of cool to think about. We have the most recovery episodes of anybody in the world. Like that's nuts. We've only been going for
one of these
3
days
years.
we're going to have you look at the numbers of where people are listening from. I know you said it's not accurate, and that's why you don't look at it.
It's still fun.
It is still
Should I
fun.
pull it up right now?
You don't have to. I mean, just saying.
I have the podcast with that. That's another thing. If you're starting a podcast, don't get caught up on the numbers.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Win a bunch of free shit from 217 Recovery. Go to the app or the website, 217recovery.com.